on you, Purnima, for putting your camera up, right? You guys want me to be honest. I'll be very, very honest. I love working with true honesty. I tell you exactly what I can do and what I can't do, right? Very, very honest with that. Can I tell you guys something? It will hurt some of you, but let me be very, very honest, right? There's 50 of you in the room. How many? 50. That's a big number, right? Lots and lots of you are in the room. And I can only see that about 20, 25 of you have put your camera up. Okay? I love a lot of you are new in my community, but if you know me, you know that I will keep going about this thing. If you cannot give 100% to a practice, right? If you cannot give 100% to a practice, don't do that practice. This will hurt some people, right? And some of you are meeting me for the first time ever. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, she's a tough cookie. She's a hard nut to crack. But that's how we work. This is Vision 2026, one of the biggest workshops that we hold every single year. And it's not a workshop for you to sit down and just listen to me. Some workshops are like that, that you can sit down and listen to me. Why not? This is not one of those workshops. It's a workshop where we understand ourselves. My goal setting workshops are very different. So they're very, very different. Absolutely very different. So I'm going to say it again. All right? I'm going to call your name. Janaki, Janrao, Janaki again, Deepika, right? Purnima, Amita, Malti, Mats, Harpreet, Alok, Akansha, Swaraj. You guys have all been gifted this opportunity to come in and be in this workshop. So I always say this one thing, and I would say this with a lot of respect. A lot of you, I know Mamta, I know, I love you, until unless you are doing something that is more important than you, and you just cannot put your camera up, like, oh my gosh, the world will break down. Like Mamta is at work and she's joining, so I appreciate that. I completely appreciate that. Someone messaged that they're in the gym. Appreciate that. Be true and honest to yourself, because this entire workshop is about honesty. It is. Because if we are reflecting, you're not here to learn anything new. If we are reflecting, we are creating our new year, it has to be done on the basis of honesty. Would everyone agree with me? Give me a yes in the chat if you agree with me. Give me a yes in the chat. We have to do this work honestly. What's the point of us sitting here listening to me, right? Which is fantastic to begin with. I'm amazing, right? I am amazing. You guys will love me. You guys will love listening to me. But what's the point if we are not honest to ourselves and we're not doing Vision 2020 honestly? 90 minutes, everyone give themselves, give me a 90 in the chat if you are 100% dedicated to bring this on. Give me a 90 in the chat. If you're 100% committed, you're like, you know what? I hear you. I'm going to put my camera on. Yes, you could be here and there. Yes, 110%. But if you can put your camera off, put your camera off, right? Rachna, put your camera off. I know you're driving back from work. You're reaching home. When you reach home, absolutely put your camera up, right? Understandable. So if you're at workplace, understand. I understand. I respect that. I respect that, right? But if you are hanging around and you're thinking, I'm just going to listen to Ankita, this is not one of those workshops, guys, right? This is not one of those workshops. So a very warm welcome. After this little disclaimer, you must have your books or journals, some water, because you'll be thinking a lot. So have water with you and keep your cameras up. Just a little bit of housekeeping, not too much, not too much today, right? Not too much. Keep your cameras up, enjoy the session. A very, very warm welcome to all of you and a very, very happy new year. I haven't seen you guys in 2026 this year. I haven't really seen you guys. So looking forward to working with all of you this year as well. I've enjoyed so much working with a lot of you last year as well and talking to you guys last year. And this year, actually, a lot of you are coming to the foundation workshop, which starts on Wednesday. I look forward to seeing you guys there as well. I'm going to now share my screen. We're going to go through the process. Now, understand that this is not a general goal setting workshop. You've come to a workshop which belongs to me, and all I talk about is neuroscience, NLP, and how we can combine the idea of goal setting with the idea of neuroscience. Like we've all set goals before, right? We've all set goals before. You guys know how to set goals. Everyone would agree to make a goal list. You all have tick, tick, tick on that. You guys know what you want. The problem is we're not achieving what we want. And I know that we create books of goals and then we shelve them, right? We write our goals one day and then we put those books back on the shelf. And we have these shelves of dreams, but the dreams haven't really been completed, right? So today's workshop is doing it a little bit differently, right? So I invite you to Vision 2026. Now, like I said, Vision is our flagship program. We do this every single year. A lot of students from around the world come in and do it. I absolutely love it. I don't know though, a lot of you know me. A lot of you know me, but a lot of you don't know me, isn't it? You're new to my community. So just saying a little hi. You guys will see me in the foundation as well. I am Ankita Mahajan. I own an institute here, International Institute of NLP and Hypnosis, and I will be your guide throughout this process. And this week, if you're coming to foundation as well, 110%, right? So just a little bit introduction about myself. I train people in NLP, which is neuro linguistic programming, hypnotherapy. How many of you have heard about hypnosis? Give me an H in the chat. NLP, you guys have heard about hypnotherapy, and also timeline therapy. Timeline therapy is very new to India, and I'm the only trainer of timeline therapy in India. So I teach you timeline therapy as well, apart from coaching and different techniques and advanced techniques of coaching as well. So I welcome you to my world. A lot of members are here already from the NLP family. If you are from the NLP family, my NLP family, give me an NLP in the chat. Give me NLP in the chat to say, I've done NLP prac with you, Ankita. I'm so proud of the years that we've spent together. Put NLP in the chat, and some of you are new. So we as the family, we welcome you all, right? We welcome all the new members in as well. So we'll start Vision 2026. I'm going to share my screen. Just give me a thumbs up like this if you guys can see my screen, because I can see you once I've shared my screen. Give me a thumbs up. Koi, I can see you. Give me a big thumbs up. Nirja ji is like, I know what to do. I've done this many times. She's spot on. So yes, this is Vision 2026 for leaders, for coaches, for practitioners, for healers. If you identify as one of them, 110% this workshop is for you. Now, when I talk about vision, right, I get really, really excited, right? I get very, very excited. New year, new starting, and it's a very exciting time of the year when we start a new year. We think, you know what, something's new coming up. It's like we shelve out our old personalities. We want to enter into something new. And usually with Vision 2026, we start the year, right? This is the first workshop of the year where we all have returned from our holidays. We've had a slow period, right? And then we come back and we're like, you know what, we want to do something. We want to kickstart 2026 by helping our community of coaches, healers, leaders that are truly out there to set goals that matter. But let me tell you one thing. I've been saying this to you. This workshop is not your general goal setting workshop, and we don't do vision boards. Vision boards is not something that we do, right? In my community, we don't do vision boards. I'm not a big fan, and I have many reasons for it. But this is a different kind of goal setting workshop, and it's about creating goals that are rooted in values and are aligned with your identity. I want you to write this down. We must create goals that are rooted in our values and are aligned with our identity. I'm going to say this again. We must always create goals that are rooted in our values and are aligned with our identity. Most of us would set goals, right? We would set goals. We will start our year with setting goals. And what happens? A week later, 2 weeks later, we find ourselves in the same loop back again, same patterns back again. And we've seen this happen multiple times. It happens to you, it happens to me. And this year in particular, 2025, the year that went by, we've done so much of work just based on identity and value system, specifically in our business, that I will share with you all the wins that I had. I love sharing my wins, but I also like to share things that I did not achieve, right? Some of the failures that we had and some of the learnings that we had throughout the year. And this year, 2025, the year that just went by, we launched in India pretty big. We've already trained over 100 NLP practitioners in India in the last year itself of us launching from Australia, right? And we love this space. But how have we been able to do it? Only by focusing on these two things, on our values and the identity. And I will share what I do with you to be able to create those goals and to be able to create magic the way we do, right? Now, we all know that when we start this year, we have certain plans that we want to achieve this year. Give me a yes in the chat. Like a vague idea, like a big picture idea, right? Give me a yes in the chat if you guys are like, yes, you know what? I have some picture in my head. I'm not saying we've sat down. Some of you would have sat down and done it differently, and you've looked down 110%. And we kind of set goals that are sort of like a checklist. I want to do this. 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 There is a lot of want in our goal setting. True or not? Right? It's like, I want to do this. Now, this word is a very beautiful word. When you'll work with me, you'll see how much focus we pay and attention we pay to linguistics part of it. If you want something, that means you don't really have it and you currently don't identify as that. True? Right? Isn't that true? Right? So we slip on the goals because we don't identify as the person that we are becoming. And 110%, I can tell you, we've all done that. We've thought of, today I'm going to start my health section and, I'm going to go for a walk in the morning. And in the evening, we're all sitting with bags of chips. Or somehow something happened that we've ordered a pizza. Has happened with us, right? Isn't it? We've all done it. Let's be honest, right? We think of starting a business. We think of saying, you know what, this year I'm going to start my business. The whole year passes by. I'm like, oh my gosh, the year went really, really quickly, right? We've all had those words. We've said it to ourselves. We've seen it happen, right? We've seen it happen. Is it only just me and Jeevan, or does it happen to other people as well? You guys go through the same thing? Or you guys are like, you know what? We achieve every single thing. My community knows what to do. They're like, she's not going to speak ahead if we don't communicate with her in the chat. So keep the chat open, guys. The chat is for you. Communicate with me, right? This is not just a one-way street. We're going to be learning so much, and we're going to be learning about ourselves, right? Now, the way we do traditional goal setting, we do a I want to do this year list. We don't do that, right? So first thing, you want to write this down. Please do not make a list of wants when you're doing goal setting. Do not make a list of wants when you're doing goal setting. The minute you put the word I want to do this, it's gone. It's gone. Linguistically, your brain does not connect with that idea of want, right? Traditional goal setting does not work. The question that you should be asking yourself, I want to give you that question, right? The question that you usually ask yourself is, what should I be doing this year, which is different to the last year, isn't it? We ask ourselves this question, what should I be doing this year that is different to the last year? You want to ask yourself this question, and that's the question that you usually ask yourself. Cross that question. The question that you want to be asking yourself in 2026 is, am I the kind of person, write this down, am I the kind of person who does this consistently? Am I the kind of person who does this consistently? The problem is not what you should do. Write this down. The problem is not what you should do. Because let's be honest, all of you know what you should be doing. If you want to lose weight, you know you have to eat healthy. You know that. That is not something that I will teach you. Is that true or not? That's true, right? If you want to grow up on your business, you know you have to come really, really hitting hard on socials. You know that. It's not, I don't have to tell you that. You have to work on your business every single day. You know that. If you want to create money, you have to do some income generating tasks every day. You know that. So the problem is not what you should do, because you all know what you should be doing. The question that you want to ask yourself is, am I the person who consistently shows up on social media? Am I the person who's consistently working on myself as far as my health is concerned? Am I the person who's consistently doing and taking action as far as my business is concerned, as far as my relationship is concerned? Now, all of you are sitting here, we have big visions, right? And we have few different categories that we work on. You are mostly, all of you are coaches, healers, leaders in the industry. That's who you guys are. We all work on three different segments, always: health, wealth, and relationships, right? Our big picture idea of working on ourselves is always health, wealth, and relationships, right? Is that true or not? Everybody works on that, right? What are you working on this year? And are you ready? Are you the kind of person who works on that consistently? That's the question that we have to ask ourselves. So, what are you guys working on this year? Health, wealth, relationship. Which one? Pop that in the chat. Which one are you working on? Health, wealth, or relationship? Or all three? That's fine. But which one are you working on? Health, wealth, or relationship? All three. All three, health and wealth. All three. All three. Good. All four. Three, three. Spirituality also, I get that. When I say relationship, in my world, relationship means relationship with others and relationship with self, which already includes spirituality. And wealth includes career, right? So these are the big ones: health, wealth, and relationships. Health, wealth, and relationships. If we want to dissect, we can dissect them into eight. But we keep them into health, wealth, and relationships because the idea is to work on everything together, isn't it? And what happens when you work on everything together? All of you want to work on everything together. What happens? This was a trick question, by the way. All of you failed. Interesting, isn't it? Health, wealth, and relationship. What do you want to work on? If you're working on everything together, you're working on nothing. This will hit hard, and I will tell you why just in a moment. But just soak that in. Yes, you want to see progress in all areas, but if you are juggling all of these balls at one go, what will happen? Tell me. You will not be able to balance. And at the end, you won't see results. And at the end, when you don't see results, you know what happens? I'll tell you one thing. Is there anybody who's set a health goal last year? Give me a yes in the chat. Say, I've set a health goal. Yeah. Give me yes in the chat. Yes, yes, we've set a health goal. And then what happened? You are today thinking that I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to do X. I'm going to do Y. I'm going to do this. And in the evening, you have to pick up your children. You have to take them to classes. And you end up ordering food from outside. Happens? And this happens thrice a week. There goes your goals. True or not? So, what were you focusing on? Trying to focus on everything. And that's why when we work with vision, we say we do not create goals, we create systems. And that's what you will learn today. You will learn to create a system for yourself. When everything fails, what you should do. That's what we're doing today, right? And I know that you want to do everything in your life, but the real honesty is, if you try to do everything in one go, you will fail at everything. I have learned from my own failure. So I'm just teaching you what I've learned, right? Because your identity is always going to override your actions. Please write this down. Your identity is going to override your actions. Your identity is going to override your action. If you love junk food, if you're a person who loves junk food, right? The minute it will get stressful, the minute it will get stressful, you'll be like, okay, easy way out, let me order it. Isn't it? That's what happens, right? If you are a person, okay, how many of you, I'm going to ask you guys a quick question, right? Ready? Answer this the way it comes. It's not a trick question, okay? It's not a trick question. I ask a lot of trick questions. This is not one of them. How many of you identify as a person who's chill, easygoing? If your partners or your husband ask you, okay, what do you want to go out for dinner today? With what cuisine? You're like, you guys choose. I'll just come along. No problem. No problems. Where do you want to go out for travels? You guys choose. I'll come along. No problems. How many of you are easygoing? Easygoing. Manisha's like, I'm easygoing. No problems. Who all are like easygoing? Yogita, Chandan, Mamta, Anita, Bhanumati, easygoing. Like, you know what? It doesn't matter if you guys want whatever you want to choose. No problems, right? No problems. Just choose. I'll you want your friends called you, where do you want to go? You guys decide, right? You guys decide, right? How many of you are like that? Now, if you identify, right, as a person who's an easygoing person, that's your identity, correct? So think about it realistically. Realistically, if you have a vision set towards your health in 2026 and you're an easygoing person, in the evening, you've gone for a walk. You're like, you know what? I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to take dedicated steps today. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to do my thing, right? But you're an easygoing person. In the evening, your partner says to you, let's go out for dinner. You'll be like, I'm an easygoing person. So let me just go. And if that happens a couple of times, your health goes for a toss. And what happens after that is you start to feel guilty because you don't know what you are operating from. So please write this down. You will always have, write this down, you will always have unrecognized guilt. Unrecognized guilt in your body. You know, people ask me, what's stopping me, Ankita, from taking action? Your guilt is because you have a baggage of guilt. You will have unrecognized guilt in your body because of identity conflict with your goals. Because of identity conflict with your goal. If you are a flexible person, you love to go with the flow. If somebody reaches out to you and says, you know what, let's just go out, you'll be like, okay, let me just go out with you. And I'm not saying you don't have to, right? I'm not saying you don't have to, but I'm saying you must know who you are and who you are operating from, specifically when you're setting your goals, right? Is this a light bulb for you guys? Who's going to put an LB in the chat, right? Put an LB in the chat if that's a light bulb. The community knows it. Put a light bulb in the chat, LB, right? Light bulb on. Because if you are going to identify as a person who is rigid, now nobody likes to identify as a person who's rigid, right? But some of you might be. Some of you might be people who are like, you know what, my way or the highway. Thank you very much, right? If you are that kind of a person and you have a goal set, wouldn't your body go back rigidly to who you were and not be flexible to achieve your goal? It will do that with you. So either or is not very good. We work on what we call the law of polarity. If someone is very, very rigid or someone's very, very easy flowing, both will have issues with their goals. And it's important to know which category do you fall in, right? Which category do you fall in even before you start thinking about setting up goals, right? You must know. You 100% must know the truth is, and it's a hard truth, right? You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your identity. Write this down. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your identity. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your identity. No matter how much want goals you set. But if you don't identify as that person, you are not going to achieve that goal. Hard truth, I have to say it and I have to tell you. There is no other way. There is no other way. You will keep falling back to your identity. So today is all about your identity building and then setting goals from that identity. From that identity. Because what is really, really important is that today, as we go ahead and you guys learn with me, we build what we call systems, right? We build what we call systems. And when we are looking at systems, we have to start with something really beautiful, and that's reflection, right? When we start to look at building systems, we have to look at reflection first. What do we need to reflect on, right? What do we need to reflect on? We need to focus on these two things today as we are reflecting. The first thing that we want to focus on is number one is values. And I'm going to tell you what values are and what you should be focusing on. See, like I said, goal setting is very easy. You guys can go back home and do your goal setting, the want list. That's not what I'm interested in, right? We can write our goals and we will write it at the end. So don't worry. We're getting there. I want this, Ankita, in my life in 2026. I want that. We're going to get to it. But what do we want to focus on as we start? And we start the process with reflection. Always. We must look at what have we done? But when we are looking at what we have done in 2025, we must look at these two things. Number one, values. And number two, the second thing that we look at is our identity. Now, I'm going to tell you the meanings of both of them. So write this down. Values and identity. Very, very important. Because for winning, we need systems. We don't need goals. I've explained this to you guys, right? For winning, we need systems. And I want to give you guys an example, specifically as far as systems are concerned. Everyone's ready to hear? Put your pens down. Very interesting because this happened today. I was talking to one of my students, right? I was talking to one of my students, and as I was talking to her, we were looking at our business goals, we were looking at all the things that we need to do. And she came up to me and she said, Ankita, I really want to start posting on social media. Fair? People want to do that, right? Is there anybody whose goal is to post on more to post on social media this year? Give me an SM in the chat if that's you. To start posting more on social media. Give me an SM in the chat. So yeah, I see myself doing so much better on social media this year. SM, right? And this is a very good example because I know a lot of your coaches and healers and leaders in the industry, and you would want to post on social media, right? Or you want to write your articles, your blogs, and you want to do more of it, more of something that you'd want to do, right? So she said, Ankita, I really, really want to post on social media. I do one reel, and then what happens, I have a fight with my husband, there is issues with my daughter, and then something happens and someone says something to me about my reel, and then I feel bad, and then I don't post for a couple of weeks. Happens. Life comes in. When you're wanting to do something, you have life that comes in, and everybody has life, right? Like we say, we've got stuff to do. So I asked her this one question that I'm going to ask you guys as well. Everybody ready to write it? Write the question. Do you have a system to bypass the internal conflict? Write this down. Do you have a system to bypass the internal conflict? Because it's internal conflict that is stopping you, right? You might say it's people, but it's internal conflicts that is stopping you. Do you have a system in place to bypass the internal conflict? And I tell you what, most people don't have a system because there's a resistance that is stopping you to do something, correct? Otherwise, each and every one of you would have already achieved your goals. As simple as that. But you haven't. But if you haven't, there is something that is stopping you. How many times we have heard ourselves say, oh my gosh, there is something that is stopping me. Ankita, I want to do this, but there is something that is stopping me. Correct? What is that? That is resistance. That is internal conflict. Do you have a system to bypass this internal conflict and still continue to do your work? And the answer to that is no. Thank you, Kinnari, for being so honest. We don't have a system to bypass that internal conflict because the systems are built on two things: your values and your identity. And that's what we don't know. So let me explain to you what does values means and what does identity mean specifically in context of goal setting, okay? In context of building up a vision. Now, value means something that is important to you. Value means something that is important to you. What truly matters. Something that is important to you and something that truly matters, right? They are your internal compass. They decide everything that you do. All your decision making is done through your values. Your behavior is through that. How you face your challenges is through the values, your internal compass. Now I'm going to give you guys an example of values, and then we will go to identity and what is the meaning of identity in context to setting up your goals. Okay. And I'm going to say it again: all the lovely people, all the amazing people who are here, 78 of you, sending a lot of love. Although I watch each and every one. If you know me, you know my eyes are everywhere. If you are not in the session, doing the session the way it should, see, Sangeeta and Keshav and Divya immediately put their cameras up because they knew what I was about to say, right? What I was about to say. See, if you guys are in it, then might as well enjoy the session. Might as well do it full flow. Good on you, Rajaswini. There's no point sitting at the back and even if you are in the kitchen, even if you are at the workplace, you can put your camera up, do that. If you are at home, 110%, this is going to define your entire year. What could be more important? And the way we do goal setting, we are getting to it. I will make you write your I want list. So hold on. I know you guys want to do that, but there are so many things that you need to look at even before you start your goal setting process. You must know what do you value. So let me give you an example of value, correct? Let me give you an example of what does it mean? What do you value? Now, how many of you are new coaches setting yourself up? Give me C in the chat. Give me C in the chat. Good. I see a lot of you. Give me C in the chat. Or you've set up that business, but it's not like full flown on out. 1 or 2 years. Give me that. Give me C in the chat, right? Just about there starting the business, or you're a healer or any kind of business that you're starting, right? 3 months, just getting there, starting the business. Beautiful. A lot of views, right? I'm going to give you guys a very humble example. A very humble example. Now you decide that you want to start your life coaching business. You want to get out there and you want to start your business, correct? But what happens is, and I'm going to give you real life examples because I've spoken to so many people. Kids' exams have come and you're helping them prepare. What happens then? Your business takes a backseat. Happens? True? Right? What happens? You want to open up a business. But then your husband is saying, oh my gosh, you didn't get time to me. There's no time. Da, 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 da. What do? You put your business at the back burner, right? It's simmering slowly for the right time, right? Which will start at the right time. In this case, let's go back and understand how values play a role. How values play a role. What we need to understand is in this scenario, we value our children more than our business. We value relationship more than our business, right? We value our parents' health. Parents sometimes get sick, they are getting older, right? All of us are like, 30, 40, 50 years, 55, 60 years of age. Our parents are getting older. They sometimes takes precedence. Sometimes we have a 9 to 5 job, right? We are the bread earners in the family. We are contributing to our mortgages, and that take precedence. Now, the question when you're looking at values is What is important to me? Now, you might want to say to me, Ankita, my business, my coaching business is really important. My why is very strong. I want to go and help the world. I want to go and heal the world. Yes. But what did you actually do? When your child cried, you put your business at the back burner. When the exams were there, you put your business at the back burner. When you had a fight with your partner, you put your business at the back burner. We've all done it. So, what does this mean? This simply means that you value your relationship more than the business. No, Ismail, that's not true. We have what we call a hierarchy of values already preset in our mind. And it is very important to understand that because that's the source of your guilt. Please write this down. Misaligned values are source of guilt. And guilt is not a motivator. If you've done an NLP prac, you know this. Guilt is not a motivator. Guilt is not a motivator. And misaligned values are the biggest source of your guilt. Why? Because, say, for example, you're like, you know what, this year I wanted to focus on my business, but I focused on my child's exam. I wanted to focus on my business, but I focused on my relationship. I wanted to keep everything calm. Now, what are you focusing on? Other things except for your business. What I do want to tell you right now is I don't want to say that that's not the right thing to do. Focusing on your children's exam, focusing on your relationship is important. And at some point in time, we all have to do it. But the question that you want to ask yourself is then, are you truly feeling that your business is important? And it's a hard question to ask. It's a hard question to ask. And it's only through that bottleneck do you pass through, right? If your business is important for you and that is what you want to focus on, 110%, and you have learned the art of balancing everything, right? That's what we call alignment, right? That's what we call alignment. But that's not true for a lot of things. And if we are working hard on our business, then the health sometimes goes on the back burner. That happens. It's one or the other, correct? So, what I am telling you right now is that if you have focused on your business this year, 2025, you focused on your business. And what has happened is that your health has gone for a toss. Tell yourself that this year I focused on my business and it's okay that I was behind in health. It's okay I focused on my relationship this year. If you don't do that and you do not acknowledge it, you will have guilt in your body. And guess what? Setting goals from guilt is not going to help you. So, first, we need to look at okay, what were the things that were important for us? How we have fulfilled that? And then let's go again, right? Golden words are not repeated, Sayed. Nope. I'm going to explain again, right? I'm going to explain again. Let me explain this for everyone who hasn't understood. Guys, you guys can chat with me in the chat. If you have a question, guys, if you have a question, I didn't say that in the beginning because a lot of community knows. If you have a question, write that question down. I will give you guys an opportunity to speak to me at the end, and you can ask me questions from any segment, right? So if you have a question, put a question down in your notebooks, and I promise you I will answer that. All questions are always answered. So what it means is that if you have chosen in 2025 your health, but because of your health, people are like you're like, okay, I'm gonna go for a jog in the morning, and my husband or my wife can take care of the kids, and I have fights because of that, and my relationship suffered because I'm going for a walk in the morning. I have made a decision to do so, right? It's okay. Tell yourself it is okay. A conflict in relationship is okay if I was focusing on my health this year. First, learn to release the guilt. Right? This was a light bulb for you guys, right? So put an LB in the chat. You must, before you set goals, you must release that guilt. There is no point setting goals from a body that has guilt in it. Right? Now, let's get to the second thing, which is identity. When you're reflecting, we must look at what identity is. Now, what is the meaning of identity? Identity means who you believe that you are. Who do you believe that you are? If values are the compass, identity is the vehicle, right? It takes you forward in life, it drives your everyday habits. So, identity drives your everyday habits and your decisions every single day. Your decisions every single day. And underline the word decisions because I'm going to share something with you which is really, really fascinating, right? Over the last year, one of the things, so every year, which is very interesting, I will come up with something, right? Something talking to people will be like a theme of the year. Last year, when I did this workshop, I spoke a lot about how, people who are flexible would also have flexibility in their goals and they will not reach anywhere because they are very flexible, right? They're like, okay, if you want to do this, I'll do this. If you want to do that, I'll do that. So that was the theme of last year. This year has been very interesting. When I say this year, I mean 2025, the year that has went by. The people that I met, a lot of people that I met, one of the core things that I identified was that they were not doing was taking decisions every day, which was a very interesting theme. Now, what do I mean by decisions? Right? What do I mean by decisions? Decisions is small choices that you make every single day. Decisions are small choices that you make every single day. And it is really funny that most of the decisions as we were growing up, I'm going to go a little bit in the past because that's how we process things, right? Most of the decisions that you are living today, the choices that you are living today, those have been decided by somebody else for you. Your parents have decided a section, then your partners have decided a section. Then when children come, like my son is 18-year-old, now he also chooses and decides a few things for me, right? What I should be doing at 4 o'clock is decision. Mama, we have to go to the gym. Correct? So I am taking in, am I doing so a lot of my time is not mine, right? And what I identified as I was talking to a lot of people this year in 2025, that the common thing that came out was in a day, we do not take enough decisions to actually work our decision making muscle. So I'm going to give you guys a real decision, like a little tip on decision. Make at least 3 conscious decisions every single day. Conscious decisions, just 3. And say it to yourself, right now, I am deciding to do this. Right now, I am choosing to do this. Because your small choices is going to create your identity. If you have said, okay, I am going to create my business today, what is the one decision that I am taking today that will move the needle for me? And we don't do that. We live our life on autopilot, right? We live our life on autopilot. I hear so many people about identity specifically. Decision making is one of the big ones, right? A lot of people would say to me, specifically when they are coaches and healers, oh, Ankita, I'm not very good with tech and social media, right? A lot of people say that. What is that? That's a belief that they have. That's the identity that they have chosen, right? I'm not very good with money. Ankita, I'm not very good with maths, right? I'm not good with money. I'm not good with maths. A lot of people say this to themselves. I don't know where to start the business. Can I just tell you something? Specifically with people who say, I don't know how to start my coaching business. Can I say something? You guys, you guys are gonna hate me. First time you guys are meeting me, you'll hate me, right? That's not true. You guys know how to start a coaching business. If I was to ask you what is the first step, you will say learn new skills, right? You know how to start a coaching business. You need to learn new skills, you need to show up on social media, you know what to do. It's the doing that is the problem. And I always will say this, just be very honest. Tell yourself, okay, I actually know this? Because it's a belief that you are carrying, right? If you are working from that belief, it's not going to help you. So values and identity is what we need to focus on as we go ahead and reflect on our 2025. Everyone with me? So two things that we are noticing. So we'll start to notice a few things, okay? Right? We want to notice a few things, especially when we reflect. See, reflection is a very big part. Reflection is a very, very big part. If you don't know what you have done right or wrong in 2025, how are you going to do your goals for 2026? You won't be able to do that. So two things that we are looking at is identity and value. And you want to focus on knowing yourself before you set goals. So I know that I'm teaching you a little bit about different things, but just stay with me, okay? Before setting goals or before even starting reflection, you want to check on these few things. So, till now, what have we learned? That we must know our identity, we must know our values. We want to focus on that, right? Now, let's look at something new. When we are setting up goals, we want to understand these two things. What is my thinking style and what is my motivation style? What is my thinking style and what is my motivation style? Right? And you really want to know this before you set your goals? The reason why you set your goals is because these are the reasons why you actually fail. So if you don't know this, then it's a very big problem, right? Then it's a very, very big problem. Now, if you don't know how do you think, and if you don't know how do you get motivated, do you think you can achieve your goals? Realistically, no. But we have never thought about it. We've never thought about what is our motivational style, what is our thinking style, how is that I learn things, what's my learning style? We don't know, right? We want to know that. We want to learn that. So let me teach you something. The first thing that you want to know about yourself when you're looking at the goal and setting up a goal for future, any goal. See, you're not going to do goal setting only once a year. We do goal setting a couple of times a year. So keep these things in mind. Was I operating from the right values and identity? And was my what was my thinking style? So the first thing to look at is, am I a big picture person or am I a detailed oriented thinker? Please write this down. Ask yourself this question. Am I a big picture person or am I a detail oriented thinker? Right? Am I a detail oriented thinker? Now I'm going to give you guys an example of this, right? So ask yourself, am I a big picture person or am I a detail oriented thinker? Right? A lot of people, a lot of people will think in their heads, right? They will think a lot. They will be dreaming of doing this and doing that and a lot of things, right? A lot of people would think about that, right? Oh my gosh, I want to do this in my life and I want to do. But if I ask them how exactly do they want to do it, they will have no clue. Why? Because they are not a detailed oriented thinker. Let me give you my example because I am a very big picture thinker and I have Shashi who helps me in the team. I have Anshika and I have other people who help me, right? Before you guys put it down, understand what it is, right? Just listen to me. Now, I am a big picture thinker. Okay, so I will go in the start of the year and I will be saying this to my team. I'm going to be, what we are going to, I want to build the biggest community of coaches and healers by 2026. And that's my goal. We are starting off in India. This I said to them in 2025. We want to create a really big community of heart-led coaches and healers, right? People who really want to make a difference. We want to start working with them by 2026 and we want to create this big community and we are en route for that, right? And then Shashi would ask me, okay, what's the first step? Like, what are we doing? What's the first thing? And I'm like, I don't know. I just have this big vision, right? I just have this big vision. I don't know, right? And what happens is, if you are a big person, a big picture person, and you have these big dreams. And coaches and healers, quite a lot of them are big pictures, right? If you are a big picture person and then someone asks you, my husband usually asks me this question, okay, what's the next step? How much money projection are you looking at this year? How much is the business going to do? And I'm like, please don't ask me all of this question. That drains my energy, right? Because he is asking me detailed oriented thinking questions. My brain doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So if you are a big picture person and your goal setting way, by the way, is writing down a to-do list, you are going to completely crash at your goals. Does that make sense? If you are a person who thinks big, right? How many of you now tell me you're a big picture person? Give me a BP in the chat. BP in the chat. You're like, I'm a big picture person. I like to talk about dreams. I like to talk about, okay, what can I do? How can I help the world? Big picture. So give me big words. Like I want to heal. So healing is a big word. Helping people is a big word. What is your next 3 months projection? That's detail oriented. I don't like that. Don't talk to me about that, right? So someone's detail oriented, most of you will be big picture, right? Big picture when it comes to how, I don't know that, right? We are going to talk about that. Just give me a moment. So you're a big picture person. If you are writing your goals in dot points, your brain will not identify that. Interesting, isn't it? Give me an LB in the chat. So how is that a big picture person does their goals? The best way to do their goals is storytelling, is writing down in a form of a story, scripting the whole reality that they have created in their head. Unless you write that, your mind is not going to identify it. Unless your mind sees the big picture on a piece of paper. So if you are a big picture thinker, but you are writing in dot points, you're writing like a to-do list. Today I'm going to drink water, I'm going to do this. If your mind does not know why this matters to you, what is going to be the end result of this? How is this step going to fulfill my dream? How is drinking water in the morning going to fulfill my dream? If it doesn't have that relationship, it's not going to be motivated. So if you are a big picture person, the way to give instructions to your mind is very, very different vis-a-vis if you are a detailed oriented thinking person. If you are a big picture person, explain yourself the big picture first and then say, let me have a glass of water in the morning, a warm glass of water. Today, what I'm working on is my health. My dream is to work on my health today. I really, really am looking forward to a nourishing journey today, having nourishing food today, working on that. I'm working on that. So let me start with having a glass of water. So you first tell your mind the big picture and then step one. If you're going to say, let me just have a glass of water, it doesn't identify with that. If you don't give them the big picture. Everyone with me? Give me a yes in the chat if big picture people are clear. If you are a detailed oriented thinker, if you are a detailed oriented thinker, that means your mind likes to work on checklists. Your mind likes to work on why this is important to me. Your mind likes to see, okay, what is the next step that I'm taking? For people who are detailed oriented, they have a thread in their mind going on. Step one, step two, step three. If they do not give themselves the clear step by step process, big picture people don't need clear step by step process. They don't really care, and either they follow. I'm a big picture person. You give me step by step, I'm not going to follow it because I like to know the big picture first, right? But if you are identifying yourself as a detail oriented thinking person, You must have a roadmap. Roadmap is for these kind of people. Where am I heading to? Exactly what are the steps that I have to take? In 5 steps, I can achieve it. If 7 steps, I can achieve it. So you must give your mind some details. How is this going to look like for me? Which other family members is this whole thing that I'm doing, is it going to benefit? You have to ask yourself deeper questions. For my NLP family, you guys already know these concepts a little bit. But for detail oriented thinking, we ask meta questions. You have to ask yourself meta questions, right? And for chunking up, you would need to ask yourself chunk up questions, right? Milton model questions. Everyone with me, right? So think about big picture and detailed oriented. So a lot of you have said, okay, you guys are big picture. How many of you are detailed oriented? Give me a DO in the chat. Give me a DO in the chat. Nazia is, Jagjit is, perfect. So what you need to do is you need to start giving yourself a roadmap, right? You need to start giving yourself a roadmap of things. Shweta, I will do that at the end. If you have that question, 110%. Ask away, right? Ask away at the end. So we need to cover a lot of things. So first thing, everybody knows, are they a big picture person or are they a detailed oriented person, right? Right? You wouldn't fail, Vivekanand. Absolutely not, right? Big picture person, detail oriented. Everybody knows. The second thing that you should know about yourself when you are setting up goals is, are you a self motivated person or are you a group motivated person? I am not a self motivated person. I am a group motivated person, right? I love my groups. I love talking to people. I love having people around, right? So if I have to go to the gym, listen to this. This is very interesting. Okay. This is so interesting. If you tell me that I have to go to the gym, I will fail because I have identified I'm a group oriented person. So what do I do? If my kids are going to the gym, I quickly go with them. If my husband's going to the gym, I will go with him, right? Or if one of my friends in the locality, she is going to the gym, I will. I am a tag along as far as my gym sessions are concerned. If you ask me to go, I have to be motivated today and not happening. I know this about myself, and that's why I have been able to be consistent as far as my gym sessions are concerned. Does that make sense? When it comes to my business, I'm quite self motivated. So, in different areas of your life, you could be different motivation as well, different motivational style. So, whatever area you're working on, say, for example, you're working on your health, right? You're working on your health. Identify, are you a self motivated or a group motivated person? Now, question is, how do I know, Ankita, if I'm a group oriented or a self oriented person? So, first thing is, if you have been trying to do it yourself and you've been trying to work on self motivation and it has not worked, do yourself a favor, join a group program, and see for 3 months how the group program is working. Join a yoga class, join a Pilates class, ask a friend to come along with you if self motivation has not been working. If self motivation has been working, it's fantastic. Like one of my best friends, self motivated as far as gym is concerned, as far as her physiques are concerned. Best friend, okay? Really, really good with it. Will get up in the morning before even the kids wake up. Sometimes she's done. And I'm like 11 o'clock, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, somebody go to the gym and I will tag along with them, right? So, different motivation styles. What's yours? You must know that, right? What is yours? Tell me. Have you identified as I was explaining them? Which one is yours? Are you a group motivated or a self motivated person? Because your goals are supposed to be set on these factors. If you don't know, right? If you don't know, say for example, you've been trying to open up a business for a very long time, find yourself the right community, find yourself the right group, right? Hop onto the business incubators that we have, learn NLP. So if you have not found your answer, that means it's a possibility that you could be group oriented, right? You could be group oriented. Now, can I say something, Chandni? Very, very good. Self for certain and group for certain. You want to make a list. Like I said, specifically with this one, you can be either or. For certain aspects of your life, you could be self. For other aspects, you could be group. But ask yourself this question, right? The third thing that you want to be looking at specifically when you are looking at goal setting is your validation internal or external? Is your validation internal or external? Now, when I say this, I do not mean that, oh my gosh, I need external validation. That's not what this is about. This is completely a different thought process when we are talking about it could be locus, but what we are talking about is, say, for example, I have done something today, right? I have done something today and I just keep quiet and I don't tell anyone about it. And I'm still very happy about something that I've done today, right? I'm very excited, internally fulfilled. That's internal validation. I love what I've done. I've gone to the gym and I've done very well, correct? But if my validation is external and I don't know about it, most people don't know about their motivation. If someone doesn't say something to me that you've done this well, I will not get motivated to do it the next day. And most people are like that. They just don't know about it. And then they say, nobody really cares about me. It's not that nobody really cares about you. You haven't told that other person that you are external validation. So if you identify as a person who needs external validation, right? Who needs external validation, that's okay. But just tell a friend. And the biggest, obviously, external validation is tell your mothers that if you've done something really nice, just ask them to, say really good things about you, they will say it, right? If you want to and you need to hear good words after you've done something, tell your husband, tell your wife that, listen, I need this external validation if I've done something. It's something that is my need. And you must know this about yourself. Do you need external validation or you don't? And it's not a bad thing to need, by the way, right? Right now, I'm not talking about self worth. I'm just talking about your motivational side. It's nothing to do with your worth right now. And again, for the 1,000 people who've closed their cameras off, I love you, but please put your cameras on, right? Put your cameras on because we are about to do a group activity and I would want to see each and every one of you, right? There's no point again doing this exercise, 110% keeping the camera closed. I'm going to say it as many times. Good Pallav, Pratima, Manisha, Gagan. Best thing to do, right? You guys are taking notes. Even if your cameras are off, you guys are taking notes. Give me a yes in the chat, right? All of the 35,000 people who've got their cameras off, you guys are taking notes. Good. See, now they're all writing. Yes, we are taking notes, 110%. So put your cameras up also if you're taking notes, guys. Come on. Let's have a house full. Let's do some nice fun thing, right? So till now, what we have looked at is we must know our values. We must know that we should work from identity. We'll work a little bit more on identity. We should know about ourselves if we are big picture people or we are detailed oriented people. Are we self motivated or are we group motivated? In context to the category that I'm working on, in context to the category that I'm working on. It could be health, wealth, and relationships, right? Internal or external validation. Am I self validating or do I need somebody to say something to me? Like, then create a group of people who are all cheer for you, right? Like, I've got my group of friends, they're all cheer for me. Like, you've done something, they'll be like, oh my gosh, we saw your reel, that was so cool, right? Even though it's not a good reel, for example, right? But they'll cheer me up. Have that circle around them if you are a person who needs external validation. I love to hear from people. Who doesn't? Some people don't. Some people are very happy. I've done my job today. Great. I'd love it, right? I'd love to hear from people. I love feedback. I love to listen to what their experience is because I'm a very group person, right? So I like that external validation as well. So if you, and it has not, again, I'm teaching you guys, it has nothing to do with self-worth. Very different concept. I'm talking about motivation style right now, right? Motivation style. Now, we obviously teach this in detail in our master prac, right? For all of you who are coming to master prac this year, a lot of you have asked us about when are we opening our master prac. The master prac will open up for submissions very, very soon. We're going to be taking on board March is when we start our master prac. This is one of the concepts from master prac, which is called meta programs that we do, right? So understanding your thinking style and motivation, you must know to create success. You 110% must know to create success, right? So these are the things that we want to look at and we want to know about ourselves before we start this process. And we are going to start this process now of reflection 2025. So write this down now. We are looking at reflection 2025. We want to reflect at this year that has just gone past by. We want to reflect at this year that has just gone past by. So I invite you guys to do one thing, right? As we reflect on 2025, I want you guys to keep your pens down now and just take this journey with me, right? Keep your pens down and take this journey with me. And for this particular process, can I please request everybody to put their cameras up if you guys can? It's a beautiful process. We do it together. It always generates beautiful results. So put your pens down. Put your pens down. Just relax back wherever you're sitting. And take a deep breath in. And release, just slowly closing your eyes. Taking a deep breath in. And exhale, release. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. And release. Just letting go of any tension you've been carrying in your body with each breath that you take. You release and relax. Now imagine yourself standing at the end of 2025, 31st December that just went by. Just being completely safe in your body. Being present. Just simply observing. Observing the year that has gone by. Just imagine in front of you as if you see an entire year that has passed down, laid down like a gentle timeline. Each and every month, slowly coming in front of you. You're looking at the start of the year, January 2025, the year that just went by. Taking a moment, remembering the intentions that you had set then, the hopes that you carried into 2025. And notice how you felt stepping into that year. What has mattered most to you then? Just allowing yourself slowly to move into February, where you started to adjust to this new year, learning and seeing what's there to come. Notice what challenges came up, challenging the intention that you had set in January. Notice the small, meaningful shifts that you were starting to create? What did February teach you about yourself? What were the big events that happened in that month? Start to move to March and April. How did you push through the year? Still showed up despite the hesitation that you had? Where did growth happen? What were the big events in March and April? Did you go to a holiday? Did you have a marriage in the family? Anniversaries, birthday? Feel the confidence of the year that you started to build on. Moving slowly towards observing May and August. May to August. Bringing awareness to the middle of the year. What were the big clarity, momentum breakthroughs that you had during this time? What did you start to leave behind? What did you start to align with? Where were you surprised? Yourself with your resilience. Where did you feel proud? What special occasions came around this time? May, June, July, August. Remember them with smile. Moving to the last leg of the year. September, October, November, December. See what actually truly shifted and evolved. How did your relationship shift with yourself and others? With your children, what has evolved? With your friends, with your partners? What have you become more aware of? What will you carry forward and what will you leave behind? What has been the true wisdom of the year 2025? Wisdom that you simply gained by living, or by intention, or by conscious work. Big things that came your way. Now take another deep breath in and release, and step back and look at your entire 2025 as a whole. Look at all the lessons that you have learned, the challenges that you've overcome, the emotional growth that you've had, the inner strength that you've developed. The learnings that you are carrying forward with you. Bring them all together to you now. The courage, the clarity, the learnings into a warm, gentle light. Bring it together. And allow this light to settle in your heart. And just take a moment to have gratitude for the year that it has been. 2025, the year of release, the year of breakthroughs, the year that shaped you to become who you are today. Thanking all the people that supported you in the journey in this year. Taking a deep breath in and exhale. Knowing that you did not leave year 2025 empty handed. You carry wisdom, you carry awareness, you carry growth, and now you're ready to step into your next chapter with intention, with clarity, with trust. And only when you're ready, put your hands on your heart, bringing 2025 together with gratitude, reflecting on all things great. Slowly, only when you're ready, opening your eyes with a smile and taking to your journal and write down these few questions that come up on the screen for you. Only when you're ready, take your time, right? Take your time. The first question that you want to write down the answer to is, what were your learnings and the things that you would want to bring forward from 2025? And write as many learnings that come to your mind. Something that truly mattered to you, something that was where your focus was, something that you valued, somewhere where you evolved. What exactly were your learnings and what do you want to bring forward from 2025? The lessons, the boundaries, the self-discovery, anything that comes to your mind, bring it forward. Write them down in your journals. Everybody's got journals? Yeah? Great. Write them down in your journals. If you haven't got a journal, put it in the chat so you have typed it, you remember it. You won't be able to remember it. Write it down. This is the time. Write it down or put it in the chat if you don't have a journal. This exercise is for you to reflect on your year. So pop your cameras up, do this exercise with me. Whenever you're ready, come back to now and start to journal. Beautiful. The second question that you want to work on is, what truly mattered to you and in what order? Please write that down. What truly mattered to you and in what order? So once you've made the list of what truly mattered to you, order it. This was the first thing that mattered. This was the second thing that mattered. This will give you your values. What was most important for you, right? And you want to know that. What was most important for you? You want to know that. So quickly write that down. And it's really important to order it in numbers. So make sure you order it. And you will know last year, if you put all the things that mattered to you, were they in the health category? Were they in the wealth category? Were they in the relationship category? Most of them, where were they? And that will give you what is most important to you. Is family most important to you? And if family is most important to you, then how do you work your business around it? Because you will be asking yourself a different kind of question then. right? You want to do good in your business, right? But you haven't yet. So you want to ask yourself a different question. You want to ask yourself, okay, if family is important to me, how can I make my business around my family? So what truly mattered to you and in what order? It's important to see in this question as well. Make a note. What did you spend your time, money, and energy on? What did you spend your time, money, and energy on the most? There's a very beautiful saying. I think you guys should write this down. Success is liking yourself. That's the first thing. Liking what you do and liking how you do it. Success is all about liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. So, how did you do it? What was most important? What mattered to you? Where did you spend your most time, money, and energy in? What did you spend your most time, money, and energy in? We've all heard the saying. We are all social media freaks, right? We see the reels and all whatnot. How many of you have heard this before? Energy flows where attention goes, right? Energy flows where attention goes. Where your attention is. Where is your attention? How do we understand where your attention was last year? Where did you spend time, money, and energy in, right? Where did you spend time, money, and energy in? So paying attention exactly where you've spent your money, time, and energy in. Write that down. And the last thing that you want to do is you guys want to write down what was your identity in one line in 2025. Who were you the most? Now that you've identified, okay, I was with my family, okay, I was being the most present mother last year. I was being a successful business owner last year. I was being a daughter last year. What was the role that you played the most? Add adjectives to it. I was a confident business owner, or I was a scared business owner. Whatever comes to your mind. I was fearful in starting my business. I identified as a person who doesn't take care of their health. Write down your identity that was in 2025, the predominant one. Of course, we have many identities moving around. What was the predominant identity in 2025? What were you stepping into, or what did you step into the entire time in 2025? And as you explore these areas, you will notice a theme that will stand out for you. And they can be our guide for 2026 intentions. They can be our guide for our 2026 intentions and beyond. So, who do you identify that? Write that line. You don't have to tell me. You just have to be honest to yourself. We started this session with honesty. So, we want to stick on honesty. We want to say, okay, I want to be honest with myself, right? Now that we have reflected on the year that has just gone by, keep writing, keep writing. Although just in a second, put your pens down. And if you have more to write, then leave some space. If you have more to write, then leave some space. Put your pens down, we'll move to the next activity. Because now what we want to do is we want to create our 2026 identity. We know that we had an identity in 2025. We've already looked at that, whatever my identity was. I liked it or I didn't like it, that's fine. Now I had one, but to step into 2026, I need a new identity. That's how you shift, right? You want to create goals that are different. You need to choose and step into a different identity, right? So I want you to put your pens down and we're going to create a new identity for ourselves, right? We're going to do this exercise again. Please Keep your cameras on so that I can see you. It's always good to see people, right? It's always good to see people. So put your cameras down. Put your pens down and put your cameras up. Beautiful. Love that. All right. So wherever you are, just put your pens down. If you have more to write, leave space. Go back after the day and put your notes in. And close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath in and release. Take another deep breath in and release. Take one more deep breath in and exhale, just breathing in calm and exhaling any stress out. Breathe, exhale. With each breath in, start to feel more present and more at ease. Another deep breath in and exhale and drop your shoulders down. Beautiful. With the next breath in, I want you to travel 12 months in future in your timeline. Bringing your focus and attention on the calendar as if you're walking through the months, going all the way to December, December 31st, 2026. Standing there and looking at the entire year 2026 has been. Standing at the edge of a vibrant, peaceful, accomplished year. You can see how this year's journey has been laid out piece by piece before you. A journey that was filled with your growth, with your success, with your transformation. Achieving every single thing that you had set an intention for. Now picture yourself celebrating on the 31st with your loved ones, with your colleagues, with your friends, with people that hold meaning. You're celebrating together and sharing the stories of your achievement and your success this year with laughter, with tears in your eyes of joy, with pride, with fulfillment. Everything that you have worked on this year, with your chest swollen with pride. You manifested your goals because you had clarity, you had purpose, and you had intention. As you reflected on this journey, you looked back where you started in January. You see yourself setting powerful intentions for 2025. You envision the dreams, the aspirations, the vision that you had, taking step by step action with clarity and determination, each day taking steps towards your goals. Any challenges that you faced, you saw that as an opportunity of growth. Every challenge that you faced, you found somebody to help you in it. Every obstacle you overcame, you resolved, and you brought yourself to your best self every day. You knew that in 2026, your mantra is every day is a new day. If every day is a new day, I feel the emotions of gratitude, peace, confidence, kindness every single day. Each day is a new day, so my actions are new today. Throughout the year, every day, I have perfectly aligned myself. I've stepped into my highest potential, releasing the doubts and the fears, the limitation that held me back. Every day as an opportunity of learning, of healing, and of transforming. Visualize yourself empowered, successful, in full alignment with your purpose, because now you know your values. What is most important to you? You've created your life the way you envisioned it because now you identify as that person, living with authenticity, with joy, with abundance. You created your life, built meaningful relationship, nurtured yourself, achieved your milestones that once seemed distant, but they are yours today. Because every breath that you carry that sense of accomplishment, the clarity. You are creating that foundation each day for a successful future, not one day. Every day you chose in the morning to be successful. Every single day, a new day, a day you chose yourself. Standing on the 31st December 2026, asking yourself this question as you slowly start to come back into your body, into now, opening your eyes with a smile, asking yourself this question: what did I choose to focus on? Slowly, take your time. Beautiful. Relax your bodies. Breathe. Come back into now. What did you choose to focus on? Was it health? Was it wealth? Was it relationships? Was it your career? What did you focus on in 2026 as you reflect back? Write that down. Everything that you saw in your vision, everything that you achieved, quickly write it down, because seeing it and then writing it locks it for your mind. Now you've seen what you'd been working on. Quickly write that down. What did you pay attention to? What did you prioritize in 2026? How did you show up with purpose and clarity? Write that down. What did you believe about yourself this year? I am confident. I'm working on myself each day. What were your beliefs that created that success for you? Because you need to go back to these beliefs every single day as you go from here. What supported you and what were limiting you? Write that down as well. How are you moving forward every single day? What did you tell yourself every single day? We have this whole mantra about action without motivation in my world. It doesn't matter if you're motivated or not. If you've set an action, you're taking that action, period. What was your one liner of the year? I'm choosing kindness every day. Something that you will believe throughout. Give me that one belief in the chat that you will believe about yourself in 2026. Give me that in the chat. What is that one belief that you will carry forward from here? Give that to me. Just one belief in the chat that you will keep and you will take from here. Your belief is very important for me. I can achieve it. I'm focusing on my health. I am focused and I am consistent. Say, I am a successful coach. The beliefs are about I am, right? I am a successful coach. What do I believe in? What is the thing that I say to myself each and every day? I will always choose to move out of my own way. I love that. I'm going to be focused and present, and I will have action. Focus and presence, focus and presence. Keep saying that to yourself. Focus and presence. I have consistency in my action. I'm actually very consistent. When people say I'm procrastinating, Satya, take that word out of your dictionary because I'll do a session on procrastination if I can. You don't procrastinate. It's not about procrastination. You're always a very consistent person. You don't procrastinate on taking a shower, right? You shower every single day, so you're not a procrastinator. Don't put that identity with you. Say, I am consistent. I will focus on my business. I love to take action every day. I am a successful coach making difference in everybody's life. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love to take action every day. I have a way to reach my goals. Beautiful. I have a way, right? I'm focusing on my health. Fantastic. What is the belief that you're going to say to yourself every single day? There is goodness in everything. Even in the bad, something good is hidden behind it. Yes, there's always feedback. There's no failure in my life, right? What is that thing that you say to yourself? That is what will become your belief. Success is liking yourself and how I do it. Beautiful. I need to keep going. I'm going to take small steps every single day. Every day is a new day. I love this one because you don't have to carry the baggage of yesterday, today, because every day is a new day, right? What did you say no to? In 2026, what is important is for you is to start saying no to things that were not a part of the plan. So, what did you say no to this year? What did you say no to in 2026? Already done. What did you say no to? Right? What did you say no to? Journal that quickly. I'm saying no to emotionally draining relationships, saying no to the noise around me, no, not taking it anymore. I'm saying no to procrastination. What are you saying no to? Because if you're saying yes to something, some things have to go. So, what are you saying no to? What are you like, no, not doing that? What are you saying no to? You're saying no to self doubt. Beautiful. I'm saying no to self doubt. Thank you very much. Not mine, not keeping it. Right? I'm saying no to not prioritizing myself. Beautiful. Saying no to non productive conversations. Hello, not taking that anymore. I'm saying no to procrastination, no to people pleasing. Love that, Kwe. I'm not available for everybody. Thank you. What are you saying no to? That is very, very important. Remember that example of being flexible, right? No to the belief that is either money or goodness. Oh, I love that. So many of us have it, right? Either I'm going to make money or I'm going to create goodness, right? Pleasing everybody. I'm saying no to that. No, not happening. Excellent work. What are your daily non negotiable tasks? Something that is happening every single day. Now, when I say this, what are your daily non negotiables? Please don't start making a list. It could be as small as making my bed every single day. It could be as small as lighting an agarbatti every single day. Your mind looks for familiarity every single day. If you don't create that familiarity, it does what it has been doing for years. So, what is that thing that will become your guiding light every single day? Then, this is something that I do 30 minutes meditation. If I am doing it in the morning, great. If I can't do it in the morning, I'm going to do it before I sleep. I'm going to do it while I'm lying down. Writing gratitude. We see that, Chandni. Every day you write gratitude, which is fantastic. Every day in the morning. What is that one non-neg? And don't make this difficult because this is your guiding light, your daily non-negotiable, something that will create familiarity in the body. Daily non-negotiable. Writing gratitude. What are you guys going to choose? Your daily non-negotiable, some ritual. It has to be one ritual that keeps you going. So every day when I get up in the morning, first thing I do is I make my bed. Doesn't matter. Just make your bed. Something as small that will create momentum for the day. Meditation, right? We're saying meditation. A lot of you would say meditation, completing my 10K steps. Arpita is already on it. It's not something new to you. Can I say something? Can I say something again with honesty? Okay, everyone, listen to me. Again, I'm saying this with a lot of honesty, with a lot of love to all of you guys, right? A lot of honesty and a lot of love. When you are looking at daily non-negotiable, okay, don't pick up something that you have not done at all, ever. Something like randomly new, don't do that. Start with something that you have been choosing here and there. It's a small task, but you can just do it, right? Spending 20 minutes towards my health, right? It's not that you've never done that, but you can do that. Always being in the present and realizing that my happy mood triggers attracts abundance. Jagjit, fantastic, great intention, but it's not an actionable step every single day. So what is that non-negotiable step? So if I was to convert this into a step, I would say I'm gonna put an alarm every 3 hours, which is going to ring and just have like smile. That's an actionable, non-negotiable step, right? Smile every single time that, yeah, keep smiling every 15 minutes, just smile, right? So something that is non-negotiable, right? Please don't smile when your husbands or your wives are fighting with you. If that alarm rings, don't do that, right? Even if that alarm rings, you're not supposed to do that, okay? Don't laugh then. This was a joke, by the way. All of you are supposed to laugh. Oh my gosh. I hate it when people don't laugh at my PJs, but guys, I try. Okay, I always try. So I'm gonna self-love. Again, what will you do in self-love, Rajaswini? That's your daily non-negotiable. Of course, I will self-love, and we all want to do that. But what's that one thing that you will do that will take you towards that self-love, right? Read 20 pages. That's perfect. Creating environment supporting small habit. What does that mean? Again, I'm gonna teach you guys something because I'm a teacher at heart. So Gagandeep, you know what you've written? You've written creating environments supporting small habits. This immediately tells me you're a big picture person because this doesn't have any step by steps. Does that make sense? So you have to start thinking how you say things, right? So I'm just taking his example, but also like I need to travel now, so the camera is off. Okay, that's no problem. Like reading book is a small step. A lot of people who are big thinkers will have difficulty putting chunk down steps, and I can make out even with when you open your mouth, you talk to me, your words will tell me what kind of motivation style you have, what kind of thinker you are. So it's really important to know about yourself, right? 110%. Can you guide me on self-love as a daily non-negotiable? Absolutely. So when you talk about self-love, gratitude can be a great self-love practice. I want to do a 15-minute small Ho'oponopono practice. It's my daily non-negotiable. If you think about self-care, I'm going to look after my skin every single day. That's my 15 minutes practice. So say I'm going to set 15 minutes for myself and I'm going to take care of my skin that time. That's a non-negotiable. That's a non-negotiable. Or I'm going to wake up and I'm going to take a shower and I'm going to do makeup. That's a non-negotiable. Something small that you can do that becomes your guiding line. Like investing in my physical health, continuing practicing yoga, walking every day. Great. So everybody got some non-negotiable. Last question, very important question. And this question I want you guys to actually say out loud. I will identify as, and I want you to put it in the chat. I'm going to identify as a multi-million dollar business owner. Scares the shit out of me. I said it, right? So you want to say something that feels a little bit off, but you're almost there. So, like, I have created $1 million before. So it's not like I'm like, oh my gosh, what is $1 million? Da, 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 da. Right? So something that will, I said multi-million dollar business. So I've created $1 million. Now I want to create a multi-million dollar business, right? So something that will push me a little, but not like I have. So if you, the reason why I'm going to say this, again, you guys will love me and hate me at the same time. If your current income is 20,000 rupees, right? And you're going to say, I want a 50 crore business, your body will come into a complete shock and it'll run away in the other direction. But if you have right now something that you're earning 20,000, 30,000, and you say, you know what, I want to earn 50,000, I want to earn 2 lakhs. I identify as a business owner who can easily make a lakh a month. That's your identity. Be honest. I always say this is honesty exercise, right? Don't give your brain goals. Of course, when you're thinking big, think big, right? Love thinking big. But when we are working towards our things, something that we really, really care about, you want to work at it carefully. Okay? You don't want to scare your mind, right? You don't want to scare your mind and say, oh my gosh, 50 crores, what's that? Like, where am I looking at? So, what do you identify? Satya Priya say, and when you're giving me that statement, please write down, I identify as a life coach in 2026. Please complete the statement. I identify as a multi-million dollar business owner. That's mine this year. What is yours? Write that down. Whom do you identify at? Put it in your journals. Put it in your journals and then put it in the chat for me because this is important. This is very, very important. Whom do you identify? You want to take away a new identity and you want to sing that identity out. This entire year, your job is to just sing, I am a life coach. I'm a multi-million dollar business owner. You want to sing that identity out. I identify as an emotional freedom coach. That's my identity this year. Thank you very much. I love and appreciate you. I identify as a multi-million dollar career coach. Beautiful. I identify as a life coach. So I made like this. In the first, I want to earn 25K. So I identify as a life coach. Is that what you're saying? How can I make so is your coaching business a life coaching business, a relationship coaching business, Shweta? So what do you identify as? Money will follow your identity. Money will follow your identity. I identify as an entrepreneur. I identify as an inner child healer. I identify myself as a successful transformational coach. Add adjectives. MB added adjective successful. I identified as a confident entrepreneur, right? I identify as a successful holistic health coach. I identify as the best, go Karishma, best transformational coach in India and UAE. Bring it on. Thank you very much, right? Bring it on. So I identify, add adjectives as a productive entrepreneur. I identify as a successful, a transformational. Start adding adjectives that you are. I identify as a corporate coach. If through healing business, right? So you said, so first identify as a, I love when people, your money is going to attract to the identity that you have. So if you are a successful inner child healer, will money not follow, Shweta? That's the question. It will. So you say, I identify as a successful inner child healer, right? A successful inner child healer. I identify as the best international life coach. Beautiful. I like that. So put your identity in the chat. I identify as a $1 million breathwork business facilitator, right? So, and you have to write it out and put this out somewhere. Put this out somewhere where you can see it, where you can read it, because this part is very important. Now, from this identity, step into this identity, say it out loud. I identify as a successful, confident inner child healer. You got it, Shweta. Absolutely. I want you to say it out loud right now. Don't unmute yourself, but say it. I will see your lips go saying something. I identify as, say this with me. I identify as, and I want you to say whatever you've written. I identify as, say it a couple of times. I identify as, and people who are looking at me, only if you do this exercise will you start to feel the inner shift. So, with a smile, say it with me. There's no point looking at me. Say it outright. I identify as a successful healer. I identify as the best analyst in India. I identify as successful in inner child and confident inner child healer. You have to say it out loud and see what happens in your body. You will start to see a rush of blood and motivation. Does everyone feel that? Give me a yes in the chat. Does everyone feel like when you say it out loud, you start to feel that rush? Now, next time when you say to yourself, I am not sure, I'm not feeling motivated, what do? You stand up, you make your spine straight. What do? You stand up, you make your spine straight. When you make your spine straight, you tell your body that what I'm about to say is really important for me. So you put your spine straight and you say, I identify as a successful businesswoman. I identify as a successful teen coach. I identify as a multi-million dollar business owner. You want to say that out loud, and immediately you will start to feel the rush of motivation in your body. All of you felt it right now, correct? So, this is your anchor. Every single time you feel low in this year, you want to call out your identity. Is the identity that we have just described going to sit down and lay on the bed and do nothing? Get up 10 o'clock in the morning. I was going to say 15 o'clock in the morning. Realize there's no 15 o'clock. This was again a joke, guys. You can laugh, right? You can laugh, right? So identify yourself as your successful self and keep calling it, right? You are not it right now. Listen to me very carefully, right? You don't feel you are it. You have to keep calling it in you. The minute you feel disattached with this identity, keep calling it. Keep calling it back. Keep holding it inside your body. And that's how you will do 2026. That's how you will do 2026. Now that you have your identity set, I want you to do something. Now you've all written an identity. You've shown it to me. You've all written an identity. Now you're going to ask yourself a question. If in 2026, my identity is a successful team coach, what specific actions will make that true? And I want you to write three specific actions. Can everyone do that? If my 2026 identity, write that question down and put whatever you have written. If my 2026 identity is a successful business owner, is the best career analyst, is a successful empathetic listener, what specific actions will make that true? What specific actions will make that true? What specific actions will make that true? And what you want to do is you want to write down three action steps that you will take this week to live by your values and move closer to your 2026 goals. Not 2025, is 2026 goal. So I want you guys to write three actions very, very quickly. Something that you can do either today or just in this week. Something that you can do either today or just in this week. Not next week, not today and maximum this week. Today and maximum this week. Three action steps. Something that will move you closer. When you're done writing your three, give me a three in the chat. That's the more difficult part. Absolutely. Right? When you're done writing the three that you will do today or maximum in this week, must take one action today at least. Three. See, it's so easy to write actions, right? We know what our actions are. Three, yes, write it down. Three action steps. We're going to do an amazing activity because I know you know what actions to take, right? I know that. I know that. Quickly write it down. All of you know what three actions you have to take to make this happen. Give me a three in the chat. I'm waiting for you guys. All my lovely people who have not put their cameras up. My gosh. My gosh. If you guys are coming to NLP Foundation, remember, make sure 7 to 9 o'clock in the morning you put your cameras on. I'm quite strict like that, right? So, three small action steps you'll take to move towards your identity and your values every single day. Beautiful. Now, this is where the fun begins. Action steps are easy to write, correct? Action steps are easy to write. Everybody knows what to do. But what happens is something stops you to do that, isn't it? Every time this happens, something stops me, Ankita. We are going to take that something on right on today. Now, what I want you to do is you've got your action steps, correct? Across the action steps, I want you to write down everything that can go wrong. What can go wrong for you to take that action today? See, I'm very smart. You will say, Ankita, I wrote my action, didn't complete, didn't achieve my goals. No, I'm not going to leave you. I'm going to make you guys write down everything that will come in your way. Every single thing. It could be your environment, it could be people, it could be parents, it could be wives, it could be husband, it could be children, it could be their classes, it could be the food that you have to it, write down every single thing. Write down every single thing. Okay, everyone, look at me. Take one action, draw three columns, and that's how you do this exercise in reality. So I'll encourage you guys to do it because there are lots of things that will come in your way, right? So do this activity, make three columns on a piece of paper, take a new piece of paper, and on top of one write actions, on top of one of the ones write action, on the other one, on the second one, write excuses because that's what they are, right? On the second one, write all your excuses, everything that will stop you, write that down. And on the third one, write plan of action. What will I do? What will I do and how will I still achieve it? Say, for example, I've decided that I have to go for a walk in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not able to do that, right? Because my kids got up early that day or whatnot. I want you to just take a sheet of paper and draw three lines like that. So write action on one, and then write all your excuses. Anything that will come in the way, write that down. And then my plan. What's my execution plan? Okay, I was not able to go 6 o'clock in the morning, but what I can do is I will go in the evening. So, what's my plan? If I have to cook food in the evening, right? What if I have to cook food in the evening? Then I will cook my food in the afternoon. What's my plan? So, this is going to rewire your mind, right? It's a great neurological hack because your mind will get really excited about the goal setting, correct? But when the real life happens, your mind is not prepared for the shit that happens in life. Okay, and everybody has life happening, correct? You're going to prepare your mind for everything that can go wrong. Everything that can go wrong, you have a plan of action, right? So make that list in three columns, and that will help you. My actions for the day. And if you want to do this exercise, by the way, this is a great journaling exercise every single day. What are my actions that I have to do tomorrow? What are my excuses? And what is the plan? Great exercise, isn't it? And that was a TB for you guys. Give me a TB in the chat. Give me a TB in the chat. Right? Give me a TB in the chat. This is a great exercise. Bring on the excuses. See, the biggest fight is between you versus you. I promise you that. It's not your environment. It's not your children. It's not your partners. It's not your parents. The real fight is you versus you. And if you are able to handle that, there is absolutely nothing that you cannot do. I promise you that. Right? I promise you that. So make a list of all the things that can come in your way and then plan your way out. This is something which will require time. So you gotta promise that you're gonna do it in your own time. Give me a P in the chat that you guys have made a few, but make sure you guys do it in your own time because you will want to sit down with each piece and say, okay, these are my goals and I really want to do this and this is what will come in my way. The three actions, in between those three actions, something will come. Trust me. Write down everything that your mind says. Listen, you need to prepare your mind for resilience because the system, when we are creating the system, we are not creating goals. There are 4 steps to create the system, which you have done today. 4 steps to create the system. The first step is if something has gone wrong or something you don't like, you must reflect on it. If you don't like something, at least sit back and write down what is that you don't like about it. So you must reflect. If you don't like your health, what do you not like about your health? Reflect on it. If you don't like the way you carry your business, write down, okay, what is that I don't like about carrying my business? What am I doing that I'm not liking and I'm not happy? It's not making me happy inside, right? So the first step is to reflect. The second step is to choose and step into a new identity, because you're working from your old identity and you're getting the results that you have always got. So I'm going to step into a new identity. What is my new identity? I am a brilliant teen coach. That's my new identity. So remind yourself of a new identity, not a to do list, because your to do list is not going to help you, right? Then what are my action plans and what are the things that can come in the way and how can I become resilient? So you need to make yourself resilient in the mind first. Because if something comes up and you're not prepared for it, but if you're prepared for 10 things, everything that can go wrong, your mind will start to find solutions on the go because you've prepared for it. A great neurological hack. Absolutely fantastic neurological hack. So make sure you prepare for resilience. Remember, systems are built on values and identity. And this system, this is an entire four-step process. By the way, you can quickly do it in your head as well. Now that you have done it with me, you can quickly do it in your head as well. Okay. What am I reflecting on? Something that has gone wrong. Okay. What are my learnings from that? What is the new identity that I need to step into? What are the three action steps that I need to take? And what is going to stop me? Let me cover that. Easy. That's your game plan for 2026. Everyone's got their game plan. Give me GP in the chat. Give me GP in the chat. Four-step process, easy. Anytime you get stuck, remember me. Okay? Remember me and say, she gave me a four-step process. Easy four-step process. Okay, what is going on wrong? Like I need to look at. What do I need to look at? What is the new identity that I'm choosing? Because I'm not choosing this. I want to choose something instead. Okay. What's my action plan? What are the three steps? And what is going to come in my way? Let me tackle that. Go head on with your problems if you want to work on your values and identity, and that's how you achieve your goals. These are the four things that I want to teach you today. But can I teach you one more bonus hack? Do you want that or no? No. Okay. Cool. Then the session is over. No problems. Do you guys want that? Do you want it? Yes? No. This is really like, mm, not sure. Yes, yes, yes. Karishma's like, give it to me. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, Vivekanand, Divya, Deepti, you guys know it. You're like, yes, yes, yes. Give it to me. What's the last hack of the day? I want to give that to you, you know? And really, that has helped me quite a lot. The biggest hack of all for 2026 that you should keep very, very close to your heart is have fun and stay excited. Have fun and stay excited. Even if there is nothing to be excited about, stay happy. That's the master stroke of all. You know, we talk about manifestation a lot in our courses that we do, right? The thumb rule is that you want to work on that happiness, you want to work on that inner excitement, right? You want to, even if it is not very exciting, having a cup of tea is not very exciting, still get excited. So, oh my gosh, I'm having a cup of tea in this beautiful cup. How exciting is that? Right? Oh my gosh, I washed my hair. It looks so nice and clean. Get excited about that. Oh my gosh, I'm wearing this beautiful jacket today. Makes me look so good. White color suits me. Get excited about that. Compliment yourself. Keep yourself happy. I always say this. I'm going to say this as I go from here today. I'm going to remind some of you, you would have heard it from me. If you're new to my group, you will hear it. If you can't keep yourself happy, you're a burden to somebody else. So do that for yourself. That is something that is very, very important. See, 2026 as a year, numerologically as well, it adds up to number one, right? It adds up to number one. And this year marks a beginning of a brand new 9 year cycle. 2025, people had a lot of problems because they were shedding out a lot of their old identity. But if they don't acknowledge what they've shed out, they're going to carry it forward, right? It's a beautiful new cycle that has begun. It's about new beginnings. It's about new identity resets. It's about initiation energy, initiate local energy that I say. You know, what is local energy? Your energy. You're not going to manifest any goal if your local energy is not good. So your local energy needs to be beautiful. That's the master stroke of all, right? Planting seeds. Every time you go, smile, right? Plant those little seeds everywhere, because this year is a very beautiful year of seeding, right? You may not be able to harvest a lot of things, but you can seed. Last year was closure, was clearing, because this is a new year cycle, right? So 2026, start by becoming a new person. What do you identify as? Tell me that quickly, quickly in the chat as we go from here. Whom do you identify in 2026? Before we go, we're going to say it out loud one more time. I identify as, very, very quickly, put that in the chat. I identify as I leave from here. What's your new identity that you're taking forward? Put your new identity as you go from here, you're taking forward, and move towards your goals. I have a beautiful, beautiful gift for you guys. It's 11:11 here in Australia, which is fantastic. Whenever I say something nice, the world aligns. I'm going to give you guys a new gift, right? Each and every one of you, there's a beautiful gift for you. My NLP community, this will be in your Kajabi portals, this training, as well as the gift for you. There's a PDF that will be dropped. I highly recommend that you guys print it out, right? You identify as a $1 million business owner, successful sports coach, beautiful. Literally write down your identity. It's a beautiful time right now, fully aligned. This is a little gift for you that I am giving you. You will receive a PDF only if you are here. If you are not here, you're not going to get it, right? Print out that PDF. It's Vision 2026 PDF. We've divided it into an entire year. So you've got spots to write everything that we have discussed for an entire year. So print that out. It's a monthly journal that we have for you, right? So we're going to drop that in the chat when Shashi is ready. It's a gift for each and every one of you. Please note, for my NLP community, people who are family members, NLP family, you will have that dropped in your WhatsApp group. If you are in the foundation group, the 3-day foundation group, you are entering here as a guest, make sure you download it right now. Make sure you download it right now, because you will not have access to it. There's no recording. There is no access, right? No access. So please make sure, copy paste that Google Drive link and have it, right? Make sure you've got that. Make sure you've got that, right? So make sure you've got that. Thank you so much to everyone who's come and attended this workshop. We do go a little bit over 110%, but we love it. Did we love it? Give me a yes in the chat. What did you guys like about it? Put it in the chat. How did you guys enjoy the training? 59, 60 of you, 70 of you, 85 of you sometimes stayed back, which was fantastic. Send me a lovely note. What did you like about the training? I'd love to know more from you, and I look forward to your success vision. Now, if you guys have any questions, the way to do questions with me is we'll stop the recording now, so you can stop the recording.